So recently, Twitch was served a $25 million lawsuit by a guy dealing with a severe sex addiction. Basically, he believes that the hundreds of women streamers he follows makes his sex addiction worse, and it's all Twitch's fault. Yeah, this story is as crazy as it sounds. Let's get into it. Alright guys, we're streaming over at twitch.tv/theScore esports, and we're adding more and more content every single week. So whether it's our talk show Clouded or the rotating Friday streams, follow the channel so you know when we go live, and maybe you'll catch me winning another absurd game of chess. There you go.
There we go.
Yes!
Wow.
I won!
But Colin
Devin
still lost.
Jones.
Wait, what? What kind of stupid game?
I don't know how the fuck that happened. Okay, now, back to the lawsuit. On June 15th, a guy named Eric Estevillo filed a $25 million lawsuit against Twitch. The lawsuit states that Estevillo suffers from a bunch of health issues, including OCD, depression, and a severe sex addiction. And the lawsuit goes on to say that, quote, because of these maladies, he heavily relies on the internet for all of his entertainment purposes, end quote. And basically, he's suing Twitch because he alleges that women Twitch streamers make his sex addiction and OCD worse. Quote, Twitch has severely exacerbated his condition by displaying many sexually suggestive women streamers through Twitch's twisted programming and netcode, making it nearly impossible for the plaintiff to use Twitch without being exposed to such sexually suggestive content, end quote. To be clear, and this is in the lawsuit, Estevillo follows exactly 786 women streamers and exactly 0 male streamers. Not only does the lawsuit name 20 popular women streamers, including Alinity and Pokimane, it includes pages and pages of photos of these women as evidence. And as I was going through this lawsuit, looking through these photos, it just felt really weird. It didn't sit right with me. One other issue that Estevillo says exacerbates his sex addiction is the fact that you can't choose to break down streams by gender. Quote, there's no way for the plaintiff to filter streams he'd like to watch based on gender, male or female. Therefore, the plaintiff has to choose a game and/or category to watch, with thumbnails showing these scantily clad women alongside men of being the only streaming channels available to him, end quote. Now, in reality, you could manually filter between men and women streamers depending on who you follow, but remember, according to the lawsuit, Estevillo follows exactly 786 women streamers and 0 men. Again, according to the lawsuit, the $25 million that Estevillo is asking for is to be split between him and other Twitch Prime Turbo subscribers, with the rest of the money left over going to charities of the court's choosing. On top of the $25 million, Estevillo is asking Twitch to permanently ban the 20 women named in the lawsuit. Okay, everything we just discussed makes up the front half of the lawsuit. The entire back half of the lawsuit is dedicated to multiple academic papers breaking down the history and research done on sex addiction. And listen, this is a real medical issue and this guy deserves all the help that he needs. But blaming women on Twitch is probably not the answer here. Now, if you're thinking, where the hell did this come from? Well, actually, Estevillo has a history of filing these kind of over-the-top lawsuits. It all starts back in 2009, after Estevillo was banned from PSN for being a troll while playing Resistance Fall of Man online. And if you didn't know, PSN is basically PlayStation's online ecosystem, similar to Xbox Live. Here's a quote from an interview he did with Engadget when he originally filed the lawsuit. Quote, I sued Sony because when they banned me, they banned my whole console, which is like a $500 waste there, because I can't go online anymore, which was one of my ways of socializing. So when I sued for $55,000, that was something called punitive damages. When you're trying to penalize a company, and that's what I was trying to do, penalize them for banning someone, end quote. From there, he sued Sony again, plus Microsoft and Nintendo's over flaws in different console designs that he purposely tried to find. Then in 2010, IGN, GameSpot, Kotaku, and a bunch of other gaming websites did their job and wrote about the lawsuits that Estevillo had filed against Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. And he really didn't like that. Like, as in, he filed one giant lawsuit against 13 different websites because he was upset about the fact that they were writing about him. Estevillo became so notorious that he was given all sorts of nicknames. The PSN Plaintiff, the Serial Sewer, the list goes on. Also, he once sued Blizzard because apparently walking in World of Warcraft took too long, and in the lawsuit, he tried to rope in actress Winona Ryder to, quote, explain the significance of alienation in Catcher in the Rye, end quote. Winona Ryder, Catcher in the Rye, World of Warcraft. What? What the f? And you probably won't be surprised to hear that all 8 lawsuits were either dropped by Estevillo himself or dismissed by the court outright. Now, the complaint against Twitch was filed on June 15th, while the summons was served to them on June 19th, meaning legally now they have to respond in court. And while Twitch hasn't made an official statement on this situation, it's only a matter of time before the court proceedings become public. And hey, maybe this case will go farther than anyone else was expecting.
What do you say to all the haters, Devin? There's a lot of haters.
I'm not trying to zag just because everybody else is going in one direction, but I honestly don't understand a lot of the complaints. Like, people are really upset about the story choices and things like that, and it's just like, why? Why are you upset that somebody told you a story that you didn't agree with the choices? Like, it's not your fucking story to tell. And I get that we have connections to characters, and when certain things happen, it makes you upset, but really? I fundamentally do not understand how people can be upset about somebody else's narrative that they've created and written.